Hello, everyone. 4 out of 5 of us are here once again to introduce to you the next in the Jeffrey Wolfe Green Evolutionary Astrologers series for this year. We will be teaching this weekend, December 3rd, on the evolutionary stages of the soul, and Deva and myself will be leading this class. So the evolutionary stages of the soul are a very important teaching. The basic idea is one cannot look at a natal chart and interpret it. We need to apply the natal chart to the level of consciousness of the soul. And Jeff Green taught that the chart reflects the reality of the soul. So we need to understand we each come into this life at different levels of self-realization, different levels of consciousness. So this is a very essential and important teaching in learning about the natal chart. So we can understand how to appropriately apply and interpret any natal chart according to the level of consciousness of the soul.
The way that Ari and I will present the evolutionary states is by taking one birth chart and talking about just how differently that one birth chart will be expressed relative to each of the evolutionary states: consensus, individuated, and spiritual. It will dramatically impact how that soul is actualizing the core intentions symbolized in the birth chart, and also the language that we will use in a counseling situation, or even friends, to help them relative to their personal context. And I can't overstate just how important it is to understand individual or personal context in that regard.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I can speak from experience being a twin and having our charts look almost identical. Obviously, we are different souls having different journeys, and I do know and feel that we are different stages of evolution. And so another thing, too, that Jeffrey used to share in class when you're speaking to a client, you know right away by the questions they're asking you. And you ask them, what do you want to know? They will tell you what they want to know. And what they want to know is going to speak to where they are on the wheel. So, in this regard. And so he used to say, so someone comes to you and they're asking you, when can I expect to get my next sports car? And the next person is, when can I expect to experience enlightenment? We're going to have a different conversation. So just like you said, David, the language is going to be really important based on the questions that are coming forward in that session.
And that's where when you are doing a session for a client to gather some background, and you will see that in the languaging that someone uses when they're describing what they're coming to have a reading, what their desire is for that reading. So this is a essential core piece of evolutionary astrology. It's one of the most important of the foundation material. And I invite you to join us next week on December 3rd. 2 weeks after this class will be a mentoring group exactly on these evolutionary states. So if you'd like to know more, it will be your opportunity to interface with the class, to ask some questions, to practice your own skills.
At any point throughout this year, you can join the entire series and gain access to any of our past classes. You could drop into any of our classes, and as Rose just mentioned, if you want to join Deva and I's class this coming weekend, you can also drop in to the mentorship class, which is an opportunity to practice and apply and just go deeper in the teachings 2 weeks later. So check it all out on jwgaea.org.